For thousands of years, we believe Europe was built by the Greeks and the Romans. But what if they were just the inheritors of something much older? Across the continent, mysterious megaliths, stone circles, tombs, temples, still stand. They were built by a forgotten civilization with no written language, no known rulers, and no name. Yet their influence may have shaped everything that came after. Who were these people? And why did they disappear before history began? If you're ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about Europe's origins, stay with us, and don't forget to subscribe for more ancient mysteries. Long before the rise of Athens or the might of Rome, Europe was already home to an astonishing legacy, one built not with bronze or empire, but with stone. Scattered across the landscape from the Iberian Peninsula to the British Isles, enigmatic megalithic structures stand as silent witnesses to a forgotten chapter of human history. Places like Stonehenge in England, Karnak in France, and the Almendras Cromlech in Portugal predate classical civilization by thousands of years. Their alignment with celestial bodies reveals a profound understanding of astronomy, suggesting these were not the works of primitive tribes, but of a people with deep knowledge and purpose. These structures were not randomly placed. Many are aligned with solstices and equinoxes, and some seem to form part of larger networks that span vast regions of Europe. How could people with no known writing system or centralized government coordinate projects on such a massive scale? And yet, despite the stones they left behind, we know almost nothing about them. No names, no myths, no rulers, just monuments carved from silence, left for the future to rediscover. Who were these ancient builders? What compelled them to move stones weighing tens of tons across hundreds of kilometers? And why did they vanish, leaving behind only mystery? What if these ancient builders weren't isolated groups, but part of something larger, a vast network of shared knowledge and purpose? Across Europe, the similarities between megalithic sites are too consistent to be coincidence. From Portugal's dolmen to Ireland's passage tombs, and from France's long barrows to the standing stones of Denmark, we find similar design principles, construction techniques, and symbolic motifs. The consistency is astonishing, especially considering the thousands of miles that separate these sites. Many of these monuments align with the same celestial events. Solstices, equinoxes, lunar cycles, all were tracked with precision. This suggests not only a sophisticated understanding of the sky, but a shared cosmology, a worldview passed down across generations and distances. Even more compelling are the long-distance alignments, so-called ley lines, that connect major megalithic centers across the continent. Could these ancient people have traveled, traded, and communicated across regions we thought were isolated? Some researchers propose that this wasn't a patchwork of tribes, but a single cultural horizon, a civilization lost to time, with a legacy carved in stone. But if they were once united, what tore them apart? And what happened to their memory? For all their achievements, the megalith builders left no written records. Their monuments endure, but their voices are gone. And so are they. What caused such a widespread, mysterious disappearance? One theory points to climate change. Around 2200 BCE, a sudden shift in weather patterns brought droughts and failed harvests to many parts of Europe. This could have destabilized their societies and led to migrations or collapse. Another possibility is cultural assimilation, as new groups arrived, bringing metallurgy, animal domestication, and new forms of agriculture. They may have absorbed or displaced the megalithic peoples. Their traditions could have been diluted, forgotten, or deliberately replaced. There's also the enigma of violence. Some megalithic sites show signs of destruction: burned wood, shattered stones, and buried remains. Was there conflict? Did rival cultures erase the legacy of their predecessors? Or could it be that their civilization evolved, changing names, languages, and forms into the tribal and proto-urban societies we later recognize as Celts, Basques, or Iberians? Their silence is perhaps the greatest mystery of all. A vast, continent-spanning culture that vanished before the first lines of history were ever written. But their stones still speak. While the megalith builders themselves may be gone, their influence may have lived on, hidden within the cultures that followed. Celtic and Druidic traditions in Western Europe preserved a reverence for sacred stones, solstice ceremonies, and complex spiritual cosmologies. Could these be echoes of beliefs handed down from the megalithic age? Some symbols found carved on megaliths bear a striking resemblance to later European motifs. Spirals, concentric circles, and labyrinths. Could these designs have carried sacred meanings passed down to the generations? Even in the architecture of later civilizations, we see traces of the past. The Greek tholos tombs, the Roman use of cardinal alignments, and sacred geometric principles may all hint at a much older inheritance, preserved and reinterpreted by the cultures we know today. Oral traditions, myths, and local legends may be the final fragments of a forgotten voice, one that spoke in stone and silence, but whose message still echoes in the DNA of European heritage. The story of Europe's megalithic builders is far from over. In fact, it may just be beginning. Advances in technology, like LiDAR scanning, satellite imagery, and ground-penetrating radar, are now revealing what centuries of excavation could not. Entire buried structures, stone alignments hidden beneath forest canopies, and unexplored chambered tombs. In recent years, forgotten megalithic sites have been rediscovered across the continent, from massive complexes in Spain and Sardinia to strange stone formations beneath the soil of Scandinavia. Each new find brings more questions and a glimpse of a civilization whose scale we may have underestimated. Many researchers believe we're only scratching the surface. Vast areas remain unstudied, and countless potential sites are still obscured by terrain, time, or bureaucracy. What truths still lie buried, waiting for the right tools or the right questions? If we continue digging, both literally and intellectually, we may find that Europe's true origin story has yet to be written. Their stones remain. Their message may still be there. All we have to do